Are you currently looking to buy a new construction home in Houston, Texas? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 things you're going to want to keep in mind when considering new construction. And if you stay till the end, I'll give you one bonus tip that'll help eliminate all uncertainty on whether or not your home was built properly. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Isaac here with eXp Realty, and we've been selling real estate in the Houston market for over 7 years. If at any point in this video you feel that you need some guidance and would like to talk to somebody regarding a purchase of a new home or the sale of your house, you can reach out to me using the link in the description below. I'll be more than happy to help. Now, let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to want to keep in mind is price negotiation. Most builders won't generally accept a price drop on the price of the home, usually because that price is built into the construction, the components that are going to go in the house. So you might not find that you can successfully negotiate prices. But there are 2 instances that you might be able to do this. And those 2 are when you're dealing with inventory homes. So these are homes that are already built. They've probably been there for a few months and they're just trying to get rid of them. And the other instance is during closeout. Now, closeout is when, let's say we've got maybe 6 homes left in a neighborhood. That builder is ready to get out of there and go on to the next subdivision that they're building on. They're going to generally accept huge cuts for those houses. I mean, I've heard of some builders even going as low as $150,000 below the listed price, whatever price they had originally listed that house at, because they're really just trying to move this and, get out of there. Now, while it might be difficult to find those 2 situations, inventory home or even a closeout, because you want to build your own home from the ground up, you could, instead of focusing on price, focus on incentives. Now, these incentives can range from better appliances, a fence for the backyard, blinds for the windows, carpet padding, energy saving features like a Nest thermostat, tech features like a video doorbell, upgraded lighting fixtures. These are all things that you can actually get them to give you an incentive on. They might offer money towards those things. So in the long run, you do end up with a great deal and you didn't really have to negotiate on price. Now, they can also be finance based. For example, asking the builder to contribute towards the closing of the house. Most would be willing to contribute if you use their preferred lender. Now, this can range between $500 to $10,000. I've actually heard of a builder that has offered up to $20,000 towards that closing. And if you don't know, typical closing costs can range between 1% to 2.5% of the purchase price. So try to request closing costs around this amount and you'll be good to go. I mean, it's just the same as doing a price negotiation, but putting it towards something else. Now, the third thing you're going to want to look out for is, are you using a realtor? Now, while you're not required to use a realtor to represent you during the purchase of a new construction home, I would highly recommend it because that realtor will represent you. The salesperson actually represents the builder. So at any point of this transaction, they are always going to side with the builder, not with you. They really just want to get this home sold. So the realtor will help be an advocate for you. They'll let you know what questions to ask. They can even walk you through the process of what to expect during the different phases of construction. And if you're in the Houston, Texas area and you're looking to get a new construction home, feel free to reach out to me using the link in the description. Pick my brain and I can give you a couple of extra tips that apply to the Houston market. Number 4, the design center. So this is the part where you will go to a place and design the home from the ground up. I mean, you've got flooring, cabinetry, the knobs on the cabinets, the paint on the walls, the trim features. All of these things will be at the design center, and it's very easy to get carried away. So my advice to you would be to don't price yourself out, because if you pick designs that are higher than whatever the bank is willing to lend you, you're going to price yourself out of that house and you're left to cover that cost. And I've even heard of certain builders that after a certain amount of time, they will charge you an additional amount on the price of the home just because you've crossed that threshold. So let's say you're designing your home and you've reached $20,000 in upgrade. After that $20,000 amount, that builder might charge you an additional $10,000 to add even more upgrades to that, even if it's just $1,000 extra. So keep those things in mind. And one more thing regarding the design center is that there is such a thing as a diminishing return on the value of whatever you're asking for. So at a certain point, the amount that you could get back on this home, if you decide to sell in the future, won't be that much more, but you are spending more money, and so you will get diminishing returns. So keep that in mind as well. Now, regarding the resale value of your home, that's actually the fifth thing. You're gonna wanna choose items that will increase how much more you can get for your home if you decide to sell it in the future. So choose items that will increase the kitchen value, put it towards flooring, anything in the bathroom. Those are the three main items that people look at whenever they're buying a house. So of course, if yours looks a lot better, you can get a better price for your house and maybe even get it sold before somebody else's that might be in your same neighborhood. So focus on these particular items when using the design center. Now, unless you have an engineering degree or a background in home inspection, you might find yourself worried about the construction quality of your home. And this brings me to my bonus tip. One of the worst feelings is walking through your new home and finding that things were either built incorrectly or that the quality is lacking. This is where having an inspector comes in. You're gonna wanna have a 4-phase inspection performed. Now, you might ask yourself, what is a 4-phase inspection? Let me tell you. These phases are the different times you'll need the inspection performed. The first phase is prior to the concrete slab being poured. They'll check the pipe casings, rebar, trenches, and footers to make sure the foundation will be sound. The second phase is pre-drywall. They're gonna check the framing to make sure nothing is warped, electrical wiring, and plumbing, among other things. And finally, the third phase. This is the final inspection. They're gonna make sure everything is move-in ready, that there are no holes in the wall, that the paint is not scuffed, that there are no scuffs on the floor. They're gonna make sure that you are ready to move into your house and that you're gonna enjoy it the moment that you walk in. Well, Isaac, didn't you say that there was a 4-phase inspection? I've only seen 3 so far. Well, that 4th phase is gonna happen after you've moved into your house. Most builders do offer a 1-year warranty, so you're gonna wanna do this maybe about 30 to 60 days before that warranty lapses so that the inspector will see if everything is still sound, everything is working as it's intended to, you've lived in it, so now you've had a chance to test out everything. And there are sometimes things that might pop up later on that you can't see, so it's very important that you have an inspector to come in and perform that 4th phase inspection. Like I said, it's not really a 4-phase inspection technically, but I consider it a 4-phase because it is very important to make sure that your house is sound even a year after you moved into it. Now, a couple of things regarding inspectors. Before you decide to even choose a builder, one of the main questions you're going to want to ask them is, do they allow third-party inspectors on site? Because some of them do not. And of course, if you start building and all of a sudden you said, hey, I want to do my 3-phase inspection or 4-phase inspection, can I get my inspector out? They might tell you no because they do not allow third-party inspectors on site. So this is a very important question to ask before you even choose your builder. And on top of that, you're going to want to ask what the bonding requirements are, because some of them do require bonding at a certain level, maybe $10,000 or $100,000. You don't know what it is until you ask the builder. So make sure that you ask that. So when you look for an inspector, you also know what to ask them. Now, you're going to want to find an inspector ahead of time, because even though construction can take several months, the transition between those vital phases take as little as 3 days. And so you don't want to get left looking for an inspector and then it's just too late for them to get through that first phase of inspection. So like I said, give yourself plenty of time. As soon as you start your build, you might actually want to start looking for an inspector that very next day. Just let them know what's going on and that you'll give them a call as soon as they're done with that first phase. If you're looking into buying or selling real estate in Houston, Texas, feel free to reach out to me using the information in the description. You can also book a Zoom call with me if you want to talk real estate. There's also my website where you can find all the latest listings. If y'all got some value from this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also check out this video I did here of the pros and cons of living in Houston, Texas. See you guys next time.